you wearing, man, that's Grinchy Riot. What you wearing, A? What you wearing, man, that's Grinchy Riot. What you wearing, A? What you wearing, man, that's Grinchy Riot. What you wearing, A? What you wearing, man, that's...
And we're live. Welcome back, guys. We're officially welcome to the second stream on YouTube. Sorry for the delay. We were trying to get the link to work. Um, Still trying to figure out like this technical shit. It's very tricky. We are now live on YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. So anybody who's watching from all those platforms, drop a like or leave a comment. Say what's up. Um, Yeah, we've been doing test streams all week, trying to make sure all the widgets work. Um, the chat, the viewer count wasn't working, and the goals wasn't working, but we were able to figure it out, with a couple of tests. So right now, I am looking through two platforms. Rumble, since I'm not able to like really get a clear, I can't really look at the comments on Rumble. It only lets me see the comments from Kick and YouTube. So anybody who's on those platforms will be able to see it. For the time being, Rumble, we can't see anything. However, if you are on Rumble, shout out to you. We're gonna make sure we, get those comments aligned with the other two platforms. Excuse me. Shout out to all y'all for watching, keeping up with the platform. Shout out to everybody who watched the last stream. We did very well. Over 100 views between three platforms, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, about over 100. Um, we made a post on Instagram about somebody asked a question if the Dallas scene was dead, Dallas fashion scene was dead, and they that post has been getting a lot of engagement. A lot of people making comments on it. Um, some say it's not dead. Uh, I mean, I didn't say it was dead. All I said was that it was it's just not where it needs to be. So you could take it how you want. It's not me criticizing the scene. I'm not saying it's doing bad. All I'm saying is that it has some things it can improve on. We're not there yet. Is it a good consumer area to like buy fashion? Of course, but I'm not saying that. But it's not New York. It's not L.A. It's not Paris. Um, it's getting there though. Is it still glitching a little bit, or we're good? Oh, we're good. To everybody who's watching, let me know if it's like glitchy or if you can't hear me or anything. We'll try to fix it as fast as we can. Again, we're still new to streaming, so um, we're doing the best we can. We were supposed to have a guest on here on the show, but unfortunately, I can't make niggas answer their phone, so I'm gonna just ride solo today. Um, in the meantime, though, make sure y'all drop a comment. I'm gonna make sure I keep up with the comments and whatnot. All the comments from Kick and YouTube, again, they're gonna be on um, this whole. It's gonna be on the screen popping below right here, and I'll probably keep up. Probably just using YouTube for now. I know we're live on Kick, but yeah, we got one viewer on Kick, two viewers on YouTube. Shout out to y'all. So, without further ado, um, the reason why I decided to do this segment, we're gonna tackle algorithms versus subcultures. Is it killing or is it creating? Now, it's something that I've been thinking about. I would say that this topic itself is kind of one of the reasons why I kind of took a break from making clothes. Um, or excuse me, I took a break from marketing and trying to sell my clothes. It's moving a lot faster now. Trends go up and down. You're hot now, then next thing you know, your stuff is on Depop within a week later. It's just that's how it is now. Like back then, it was things are just like the trends are just like going up and down so fast. I feel like I just need to tackle it because I don't think people realize you know, how serious this is going to be within the future. Like, it's really this is really like programming our minds to process things at a normal rate that necessarily isn't, you know, what we're used to. We're getting so much in that we don't even realize that, like, you know, how fast we're processing the information and what's being presented to us. We looking good over there? Is it glitchy over there? Um. Oh, it's good now. Okay. Yeah. It might be time for a new camera or something, or maybe the computer's a little overloaded. So the big question is: are algorithms destroying, or excuse me, are algorithms destroying real subcultures, or are they creating new ones? I want y'all to think about that real quick before I dive into the depths of it. Um, is it like glitching bad? How bad? Like, you think we got to switch the quality, or is it? Yeah, my fault about that, folks. We're trying to make sure like the it's not glitching while I'm talking. I know that's kind of distracting. Oh, we're good now. All right, bet. So, um, so a couple of examples of what subcultures are. Um, the punk scene, the golf scene, the skater scene, and what's a good example of this? Like the jerk movement. That's a subculture um, that came out of California. But now a lot of like things that are happening. Like it's kind of like a trend here. Like I know people's doing this. I hate that stupid ass dance, but that's a thing that like that became trendy. But in like a year or less, you're probably gonna stop seeing people do that. Um, TikTok dances. The movie industry is today a lot of what people call subculture are really just aesthetics. Usually the looks, the things you present that can just come and drop. And the key distinction is real subculture. It's meant to be about a lifestyle, about the values that you share. Um, that, of course, is always meant with resistance. All these things that I've listed, skate culture, golf, the punk scene. Nobody liked it at first. Nobody knew what it was. Like with skateboarding, at first they tried to, market it a different way than what it is now when it like started to become popular around like the 70s. Nobody was like doing certain tricks. Nobody knew what street skating was back then. Street skating didn't really become a thing until I want to say the 80s going into the 90s. Um, we're still glitching. Mm, just making sure. Oh, we're good. Okay. So, again, the key distinction with subcultures are that, with a subculture, it's a lifestyle, it's a value, you know, it's a way you carry yourself in your daily life. And aesthetic is just basically how it looks or how it's presented. And with that being said, with algorithms, we know that it rewards what is more visually pleasing, um, easy to copy, what appeals to the masses emotionally, and what's fast. And with the more in depth things, the more things that have a lot more or excuse me, that have value, that have what do you call it? That have more that are a little bit more slower. I would say that it's slower to understand because it's new. Those things don't really win in today's algorithm because it doesn't it takes a long time to process it, or not necessarily a long time but longer to process it, and which creates a hyperspeed cycle of things that are a hyperspeed cycle of trends that rise and die within weeks. And compared to like back then before COVID, when things would it probably took like maybe about a year before people stopped like liking things. And I'm gonna elaborate before I continue. Just make sure we look good on there. I want to say go to were we glitching this much when we were in 1080p? Hey chat, how we looking, man? Let us know in the comments, please. All right, we're gonna figure this out real quick. Okay, I see it on my phone. It's like, okay, it looks fine. Um, y'all bear with me. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna just continue. Um, damn, why is it glitching so much? Huh? Uh, maybe yeah, maybe it's because I'm on the Wi-Fi. Okay, so some examples of this that I'm to represent my argument. As far as the negative side of the algorithms being so um expedient. A lot of y'all remember those Thrasher tees. You know, um, a lot of skate, a lot of skate, like a lot of fashion was coming from skaters. I would argue that skaters really influenced how a lot of high fashion brands are. Thrasher tee is one of them. A lot of rappers started wearing it. Pharrell Williams was like probably like one of the first few people to like start wearing like skate clothes in music videos and really out in public. Um, but then like I want to say like around the 2010s is when we started seeing like a lot of a lot of rappers like Travis Scott, um, ASAP Rocky, Tyler the Creator, and the list goes on. We were seeing a lot of rappers wear it. I think Kanye may have like popped out with the Thrasher tee once or twice. Now keep in mind, some of these rappers they know about skateboarding. They probably skated at one point in their lives. Um, a lot of people do or have skated one point in time in their lives, but the point is that when they started popping out with with skater clothes, or like wearing certain fashion aesthetics that came from skate culture, like Vans. A lot of people were kind of like copying that, not really knowing where it was coming from. A lot of them didn't skate. A lot of people were like wearing Thrasher t-shirts and had a come like if I could count how many times like encountered a lot of people in high school who probably thought skateboarding was lame or thought it was goofy, but you would still see them in a Thrasher t-shirt. Like they'll laugh at me for wearing a Thrasher t-shirt, but then they see their favorite rapper in a Thrasher t-shirt, it's like all of a sudden it's cool. So I just thought that was funny. Another example would be movies. The movie industry has shifted very heavily towards streaming and instant availability to more people. As you know, because we're getting so much access to you know these streaming services, more people want a more quick and on-demand entertainment service. So they're watching instead of watching things in the theaters, they're now watching it on streaming platforms, which and hit or miss. You're still going to see people go to the theaters, of course, just for you know, the the experience, but we don't see it as much as we used to, because now a movie comes out and then maybe about a month or two, you'll see it on a streaming platform. You can just watch it at home. Um, Back then we didn't really have this type of access. When I was a kid, you back then a movie came out in the theater, you had about maybe 3 months to see it, and then you probably have to wait like another 5 months for them to put it on like DVDs. And but the DVDs are, the DVD industry is dying out now. A lot of people don't watch DVDs anymore. Maybe the people who like are into physical art, but these days, like, everything is on streaming services. Like the other day, I was thinking about watching it. Or excuse me, not the other day. Like about a couple of months, I wanted to go see Devil Wears Prada 2. Devil Wears Prada 2. The first one was really good. Watched it numerous times. One of my favorite movies regarding fashion. So me and my girl, we were talking about going to see Devil Wears Prada 2. Unfortunately, we never got to it because we just so many things happened. But I noticed that, like, I want to say about a month later when it came out, like I see it on the streaming platform to where I can just watch it, and it's like, damn, that's crazy. Like we went from having to wait almost a year for to like watch a movie at home to now we can have access to it within like no more than a month, sometimes 6 weeks. So that's just something I noticed. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I know I'm not the only one that noticed this. And then we got the music industry, which a lot of y'all probably know this subconsciously. The a lot of songs are becoming popular now on social media platforms like TikTok. You hear them in like memes and stuff, and nobody knows what the song is or who the artist is. They just know that it came from TikTok or came from a certain video or skit. So it's kind of taking away the shine from the actual artist. I mean, some people actually do the work, and they look at they look into the artist themselves. But then we're kind of glitching a little bit. Are we? No, maybe it's just me. Hold on. Goodness. Okay, I think we're good. So yeah, that's just something I noticed. A lot of artists are not really getting the proper appreciation for what they put out. They're only known for like a 15-second clip of their song. But I mean, that's just how it is, though. It's unfortunate. I really feel sorry for a lot of you musicians who actually put their hard earned time into this craft, just for it to only be overshadowed with a bunch of you know just skits and um, yeah, just a bunch of skits and just memes. Like I feel bad for y'all. I'm sorry that y'all have to go through that. Now, just so I'm not, being a Debbie Downer, despite all these things that are changing the way, we view subcultures and aesthetics due to algorithms, there are also some positives to this. Now, with the algorithms being more kind of, more more influencing how we are accessing to this information, to these brands and to the music and to the movies. You know, it's pushing us to try to create new abilities to promote. We're getting more creative with it. And on another positive note, we're also able to find a more intimate niche crowd community that's meant for us. So you have some people who are, um, I guess you could say, I don't know if this is relevant, but let me know if I'm wrong. I could be wrong on this, but you know how like there are like certain groups that like, not everybody has VHS tapes, right? But there are some people who have VHS tapes, so they have a whole group, a whole club for people who collect VHS tapes. And I actually be seeing some pages on Instagram where, they will like play like nostalgic videos or VHS tapes or old video games, you know, um, just to show you that like that there's still like there's people who are still interested in physical media. And I would say that, you know, um, what's another positive thing I could say about the yeah, like honestly, I would say it's just the fact that like we're able to see things a lot faster, so we process ideas a lot faster now, and we can develop more ideas a lot faster. Now, I don't know how fast we can get from here to the future, but at least we're able to like, make new things a lot faster. We could see somebody promote things a certain way, and then we're like, okay, like we could do something similar to that, but like this or better. And I would say it's not necessarily with this happening, it's not necessarily pure destruction or creation. I would say it's just more of it's more of a transformation, where we're just adapting to the way things are. So, just like any just like the previous times before us, all we're doing is just adapting to the times that are occurring, naturally to us. So if DVDs are going extinct, we're going to make streaming platforms. Um, the only thing is like I'm just trying to like think like if we're doing streams now, like what's the what can we like what's better than streaming? You know what I mean? Like what is the next step? And I would say that's just the question though I'm asking. Like maybe I'm overthinking it. Y'all let me know in the chat. I would say the cultures are now forming faster. They spread wider. They become more visual and commercial. So you don't necessarily, proximity is everything. You don't necessarily need like big brands or these corporate brands to help you promote things. It's just really about consistency and how you like put yourself out there. So if you're like putting yourself out there more, you're being more consistent, you can attract more people to your brand or your music, your movies, or really anything that you decide to put out for the world to consume and be entertained by. And with because of all this, we have access to all people, opportunities, information a lot more faster, as I mentioned previously. So just to be on the positive note, I think it's a good thing that we're able to like have so much accessibility to this information, to people opportunities. I think it just depends on like our perspective on it. So what I want all of us to take from this is algorithms didn't necessarily kill subculture. They changed the rules of how culture lives, dies, and importantly gets sold and consumed. The trade-off is now that we have more access and speed, but less depth resistance and less meaning. Do we feel that our personal taste is still ours, or is it being shaped by algorithms? And another question that I think is important is, what do we still value enough to protect? You know what I mean? So if we value speed and accessibility, um, or is the art of, the art and the art of the content of the art, is that important anymore, or is it important how we market it? Is one of the questions I'm asking. It's just, like, what is important now? Like, is it the is it the content of the art, or is it the way it's being produced? Is it the way it's being pushed and marketed towards the consumer? I think that's just the real question we just got to ask. Like, what are we willing to, protect? Because back then, people would put out anything. A lot of brands would just put out any type of commercial. They were more, um, what's the word I'm looking for? They were more, what's the, having a brain fart moment right now. What's that word where it's like they're more willing to try. They're more daring. They're more willing to try out new things, to new ideas, whether it's received well by the public or not. It didn't really matter. They put something out. If it did well, cool. We might try to do a spin off of it. If it didn't, they left it alone. And then eventually, people like me or someone else, they'll get their hands on it. And next thing you know, people are going back to that commercial, kind of like a cult following. So it creates a cult following because, there's no recollection of it. People just remember, the day that they saw it. Um, so where are we at right now? How many minutes? 31? Hmm, interesting. Um, hmm. I might have to stream in 1080p next time. I don't know. Um, I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Feel free to let me know your thoughts. Um, how many viewers we have? Did you refresh it? Just two? What about on YouTube? And two? Um, yeah, we're at 31 minutes. Uh, we're a little light in the viewership right now. I was intrigued to see, you know, y'all's reception to, you know, how we're really receiving this information and how fast we're receiving it. Some of y'all like it. Um, Me personally, I'm starting to see the changes in how people deal with the things that are being produced. Um, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of fucking me up a little bit. Um, it made me step away from. It kind of made me like realize, like, am I really doing this because I love it, or am I doing this because I'm just trying to keep up with trends and the fact that everybody is like, developing faster. Now the important thing is to keep in mind that, like, you are at your own speed and everybody else is at their own speed. So you should never compare it, but it's always going to be, the subconscious is always going to be there subconsciously, because you see it. You see people are developing these new ideas. These they're coming up with fresher ideas. The young people coming up with fresher ideas. So it's just like, okay, like, who am I really doing this for? Am I doing it to, because I want to put out a good product, or am I doing it because I'm just trying to keep up with, consumerism, and the algorithm is not going to be in my favor, so I have to keep up. So it's one of those things I've been thinking about. It's kind of messing with me a little bit. Uh, yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think in the chat? I know it's quiet in there. I'm probably stay on here until I'm done with my drink. Kind of tipsy right now. Not too messed up, but tipsy. Let me see something. Well, let me change the quality to 1080p? Okay. What about Oh man. How many viewers we have in Rumble? Let me check real quick. We got one viewer in Rumble. Hey Rumble, how's it or anybody on Rumble, how's it look on there? Does it look good? I don't know, y'all let me know. This is fun though. Um if y'all have any suggestions too on how I can better the stream, y'all let me know. Cause damn, how is it? Oh, I paused it. Yeah, if y'all have any suggestions on like what cameras I can use, um, right now I'm using Meld. I can't use OBS right now, because it's not. I don't have enough. My computer's too, or excuse me, my laptop is too outdated to use OBS. So y'all let me know which laptop is there. Is that all? Use all of it. Oh man, yeah, we look good though. I think. Hmm. It's a little quiet in here. Shout out to all the girlfriends out there. I know it's National Girlfriend Day. Shout out to all the girls that's actually, doing their part, taking care of their dude, not being annoying, being an asset instead of a liability. Went to the aquarium today. It was cool. Long ass line, like you would have thought we was at Supreme on Fairfax. But the line actually, we got through that line within like 30 minutes. Like it only took 30 minutes to get like to the actual entrance. So, we had a good time. Um, I thought they was gonna have. I don't know. It was a cool thing to experience. I wanted to go to the zoo. She wanted to go to the aquarium, so we went to the aquarium, and it was nice. I don't honestly I don't like going to Dallas, so this is one of the few times I made an exception. Because driving to Dallas from here can be a fucking headache. Um, the traffic is just bogus. It's all over the place, chaotic, especially on Saturdays. And you got to pay for parking out here. The only time you don't got to pay for parking is on Sundays. And even then, I think there are a couple times where like my shit got towed on the Sunday. But yeah, it's happened before. So it's definitely damn, we're glitching a little bit still. I don't know why, but it kind of looks cool, but it doesn't. Like professionally, like this is definitely some shit we got to clean up. But on a good note, at least we can see the viewer count. The viewer count works. Um, nobody has. Everybody's a little quiet right now. But damn. Here, let me try something real quick. Damn, I don't want to do this. In the stream, real quick, we're gonna try 1080p, and then we're gonna label this as part two or something. Um, real quick, guys, we're gonna still do the outro. This next stream we're gonna do is just gonna be a test stream. But we're gonna do a public test stream just so y'all know, like y'all get to see the ins and outs of how we prep for the show. So appreciate all you guys for joining the stream. Yeah, appreciate all y'all for joining the stream, giving me a chance. We're only gonna get better from here. I told you I'm new to the game, but I ain't leaving. I ain't going nowhere. I'm here to improve and get better. In the meantime, I'll see if I don't see you. If I don't see you in the next stream, I'll see you guys later. We're gonna keep doing interviews. We got a lot of interviews coming up. We're gonna have Slab on the show next weekend. We're gonna either try to live stream it, but if not, we're gonna do it at a carnival. Excuse me. So keep a good look on that. And also, we're gonna have an ex NFL player on the stream as well. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm gonna give y'all updates as the weeks go by. But yeah, I love all you guys. Appreciate all y'all guys for your support. Till next time, see you later. Peace.